Hello there. So today I have got my Carmilla breakdown video that I talked about in my last Let's Talk that I was going to do. So if you're new to this channel or you're new, it's still the same thing. If you're new and you have no idea who I am or what my breakdown videos are, essentially this started out with the 100, started out with the sort of season 3 trailers that were released before the season started, and I looked at those trailers and I essentially went frame by frame through those trailers, and I just sort of talked about my thoughts and my feels about what's going to happen in the upcoming season. So that's what I'm going to do with the trailers that have been recently released with Carmilla. So a bit of disclaimers before we start this video. One, I am talking about theories and possible outcomes of the season. They may or may not be true, but if they are true, then there's going to be spoilers. So if you guys don't want to hear about theories or possible outcomes in the season, I would suggest not watching this video. Number 2 is I am not feeling great. So my voice may sound weird, or just disclaimer, I'm not feeling great. So just putting that out there. All right, with that said and done, let's get into the breakdowns of these trailers. So I'm going to start off with the teaser trailer. A lot of them are going to weave in and out between the two because, I don't know. We're starting off with the teaser trailer. So we start off the trailer with this shot, and it's something that we haven't actually seen in Carmilla, and it's a moving camera. Like it's not a stationary camera. It's not filmed like it's filmed from a computer. It's not vlog style, you know. It's different, and I'm kind of excited for it. It got me thinking though, because we have, this isn't a thing that happens throughout the season, as we see in the rest of the trailer. There is parts of it which is set up just like, season 1 and 2, how it's set up vlog style from a computer. So it got me thinking that this shot could possibly be like the ending of it all, the conclusion of the season. This could be maybe like the last episode, like the scenes from the last episode. That's where my mind went, because it's different. It's legendary. It's got this epic sort of feel to it. And I sort of, equate that to season finales, series finales. So yeah, I'm nervous because there is this shot and I believe another shot in the full trailer, which has like the Dean, another shot of Carmilla. It seems to be all in the same space. So I'm assuming like these moving shots are all from the same episode or all from the same sort of period of time. And I'm nervous about what it is, because Perry / the Dean doesn't seem to be Perry. I don't know. I just want Perry to be back to normal, to be honest. In saying that though, I am really excited to see her as the Dean, because she's evil, I think, but she's great. I have so many feels about Perry / the Dean. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, moving on from that very first shot, we go over to this shot. Okay, so there's a lot of things happening. First of all, Laura is cleaning, and I would assume, I don't know why, but I always sort of think back to Monica, like cleaning when she's nervous or whatever. So I feel like maybe some drama is happening around this point. Obviously, Laugh has like run into the room in like their science get up, kind of freaked out, I would assume. Maybe something's gone wrong with their science experiments. I don't know. But further looking into this, this sort of shot, it's if I didn't go through this frame by frame, I would have missed it. But there's literally one frame right at the end of this sort of tiny little scene where you can see someone's head popping in from the door. So, is Laugh being chased? Is someone running with Laugh? At first I thought it was Danny. I don't know why, but the look on its face, on the very blurry face, I don't know, it was like, it kind of looked like an evil smirk. It kind of looked like Danny's evil smirk, but then I'm like, it's a kind of short person to be Danny. So now I'm wondering if it's Carmilla running with Laugh, and that got me kind of excited. Like, are we going to have more Carmilla-Laugh interaction? I would be super keen for that, because we don't really have any Carmilla-Laugh interactions at all. So I would be really keen for Carmilla-Laugh storyline, sort of science buddies, I guess. Yeah, so I'm curious to who you think this is. This video is probably not the best quality for you guys to try and decipher who it is. So maybe if you go back and look at the actual, video yourself and you try and find this one frame, let me know who you think this person is that's running into the room after laugh. Now the next scene is so cute. There's so much cuteness in these trailers, and I'm so grateful for it. But this next scene is, Laura, Carmilla dancing, and they're very close and cuddly. And I'm super excited because I actually think that this scene is going to be in the first act, in the first sort of bunch of episodes. And why I think that is because I feel like this scene is earlier on in the season because they haven't really cleaned up the library. Now, throughout these trailers, and I'll point them out, there's different scenes where there's cobwebs around, and there's also do not enter tape on the left-hand side, as you can see on this scene. There is another shot later on where it's a combination of the do not enter tape and cobwebs. So I'm assuming the cobwebs is when they first sort of enter into this part of the library, and they're cleaning it up and they're making it good. So I would assume that happens in the first act. So I'm super excited that this really cute scene happens earlier on this season. Hopefully my predictions are right, because we need some cuteness in our life. Let's be real. We need some cuteness. So I'm assuming this is the first part, and I'm very excited about it. So as we saw at the end of season 2, Maddie's back. In what form? Who knows? Because when people die and they come back, it's usually not in the form that they died in. But she was a vampire to begin with, so can you resurrect a vampire? Obviously you can, but is she still a vampire? I don't know. She's trying to steal a necklace. The necklace. I honestly don't know how to feel about Maddie. I kind of feel like she might be on Carmilla's side, to be honest. I don't know. We've got a couple scenes in the trailers with Maddie, and I don't know. I don't get the complete evil vibe from her like I do the Dean, right? So I have high hopes for Maddie, but we shall see. Obviously she's a physical entity. She's not a spirit, which I played around with, like that idea that she might be like a spirit, but she's a physical entity. She's picking up things. She's interacting with furniture and stuff like that. So I don't know how to feel about Maddie, to be honest. She is looking real creepy in a black getup, but gorgeous nonetheless. But yeah, I'm on the fence with Maddie. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about her. All right, jumping over to this scene, as you can tell, we've got Laura, Carmilla, and Danny all in the same room, and I'm excited. You guys know how much I love Danny. I'm a big fan. And now she's like Vamp Danny, which is exciting. I'm pretty excited to see. I'm hoping she's not evil throughout the whole season, right? I'm kind of assuming she might be on the deep end at the start of the season. I don't want her to be bad at the end of it, to be like, that's just my hopes and wishes. But as you can see from this first sort of look we get into this, she's got some evil smirking going on. Carmilla's a bit nervous around her, which is scary, to be honest. But another thing that is happening in this scene is there is actually a fourth person in the scene, and we get to see more of the fourth person in the full trailer, which I will point out. But yeah, there's some things going on with this fourth person which need to be discussed, but we'll get to that when we get a better look at this person. But obviously, back to Danny, Carmilla, and Laura. Laura is just excited to see Danny, as you can probably tell. She goes to get up and go to Danny, but Carmilla is pulling her back down. So Carmilla obviously has a sense of what's going on. Laura does not, and I'm really excited to see how this scene plays out. We see a bit more of this scene later on in the full trailer, where Danny and Carmilla get into a bit of a... Carmilla doesn't really do anything. She just gets choked. We'll get to that later though. Alright, going over to this scene, I'm putting it in there because why not? This is beautiful. This is like the good stuff. This is what we need in our lives. Now into the final scene of this trailer, we are shown that we're actually going to get more into Camilla's sort of backstory and her life before the show started, because we are introduced to her dad, which is awesome. I'm so excited to see this sort of relationship, this story, this interactions happening, because I feel like, I mean, it's from the tiny things that we've seen, it's cute, and I'm really excited to see where they take this relationship and the storyline. I'm super excited for it. Obviously, we have the amazing dad showing Carmilla Laura baby pictures, which is great. I'm so glad they put this in there. So yeah, I'm really excited to see more of Laura's backstory. I get to know Laura's dad, who is a very overprotective parent, and somehow sent her to like the most dangerous school in the world. But yeah, that's it for the teaser trailer. Now we're going to move over to the full trailer and break that one down. Okay, so the first patch of the trailer is a whole bunch of scenes from season 1, season 2, so we don't really need to break that down. We've actually seen the seasons. So we're going to jump over to this scene here. So first of all, we've got this crime board in the background. They're obviously working on solving this mystery, which they have been trying to do since season 1, and there's a little bits of pieces on there. There's a book of lives sort of thing on there next to a number 1. I would assume this is a little bit later on. One, because there's no cobwebs around, there's no do not enter sign, and I can't see any other names apart from Kirsch. So I would assume they've met Danny, or Vamp Danny, they've seen the Dean, / Perry, so I assume they know that they're semi-alive. So also in the scene, we see Laura is on the phone to someone. She's got like a fetish for old school phones, and it's great. Obviously, it's not a great call because no one seems happy in this scene, and I'm kind of, it makes me wonder, because I feel like they've already met Danny, so it's not like the Dean is telling them about Danny. It could be about Maddie, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities going on here, but I feel like the Dean is on the phone. I don't know who else would be giving them bad news, to be honest. But I would definitely like your thoughts on who you think is on the phone in this scene, giving Laura some not so great news. Now, this next scene, I actually think that this is the scene where they first realise that Perry is the Dean. I don't think they knew in season 2, did they? I mean, they sort of guessed that she was a bit off, but I don't think it was, yeah, I don't think they knew, right? Except for, like Danny and Kirsch, because obviously Perry, did the whole hoobity-boobity thing and brought Danny back to life, and Kirsch saw that, and that didn't end well for him. But I actually think this scene is where sort of the Dean / Perry is, obviously we can see she's going on webcam and she's broadcasting to, I would assume, the whole school, because people like to do that at this school. And I'm guessing this is where Laura and Carmilla find out that the Dean has taken over Perry's body, because, Laura's not looking too happy. She feels a bit, she looks like brokenhearted. Yeah, so this is where I'm assuming these two characters, Laura and Carmilla, find out about Perry / the Dean. Now, the following scene, I think, happens the night after they find out about Perry / the Dean, because Carmilla is wearing the same jacket, and there's literally like a couple frames beforehand where we see Laura in the background. She's wearing the same top as well, but it's at night, and I think this is obviously where Carmilla / Laura, and Laura, find out about Maddie, because Carmilla is obviously, we can tell she's hugely surprised about seeing Maddie there, and obviously she had assumed that she was dead. I'm not sure if the Dean knows Maddie's alive, actually. Like, that's a bit up in the air. She came back to life in her grave. I would assume if the Dean meant to bring her back, she would, I don't know, not make her dig herself out of her grave, I would assume. I don't know. So I don't know. Maddie could have been roaming around by herself for a little while, trying to figure out the best course of action, and maybe she figured teaming up with Carmilla is the best course. And so this is where this happens. I don't know. There's a lot. Like I said, Maddie is a mystery to me. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with her. She's confuses me a lot, and I'm very worried but excited for her. We also have this epic sort of voiceover from Carmilla, which I'm sure you guys have seen all over Tumblr and all over Twitter. It breaks my heart. I'm so excited for this season. Anyway, we're jumping over to this scene that's happening. And I feel like they're arguing, right? Like that's the logical explanation. But all I can see is them singing to each other, and I've seen other people point this out. And I'm not even gonna lie, if they had a musical episode in season 3, that would be the greatest scene in my entire life. I would die of joy. I would be so happy. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But I would not be opposed to it whatsoever. I just I don't know. It just looks like they're singing to each other because they're talking / yelling at the same time very dramatically. So I don't know what to feel about this scene. It took me off guard the first time I saw it, and I haven't been able to wrap my head around it since then. But yeah, I don't know, man. I would be super excited for a musical episode. Like, come on, that would be great. So we're back to the Laura / Danny / Carmilla scene where I said there is a 4th person in this scene, and you can see him right here. It's Theo. What is Theo doing there? Thought he was a bad guy / he probably still is a bad guy, but in a different form / why is Danny hanging out with Theo? Because Theo fucking killed her. Woo, there's a lot going on in the scene. Let's break it down. So I believe Theo is a vampire / is under Danny's control / command, because I don't think Danny would be hanging out with him or have him around her alive if she didn't have some sort of control over him. Although in saying that, she is a vampire, who knows what her emotions are like? I don't know, but I'm assuming I'm assuming he's a vampire. He's been turned as well. That's what I'm thinking. And he's following Danny around because Danny is the one in control. She's the alpha, if you would say. I don't know. Yeah, so obviously I think this is an extension of the scene that we saw in the teaser, because everyone's sort of wearing the same shit as they were there. So we obviously see Carmilla looks like trying to engage with Danny, but Danny's not having it and just takes things into her own hands. I'm really nervous. I don't know how the whole storyline with Danny's gonna go. I obviously, like I mentioned, I hope it ends up okay, because I'm a big fan of Danny. I want her to get some feels like Carmilla did. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm putting it out there, I want a Danny Laura kiss. Just for the Hollands shippers, just one. Like, we all know Carmilla and Laura are endgame. We all know this, we all love this, but I love Danny. Come on, I want her to just, I'm not even gonna lie, I want her to be happy, / I want her. Alright, jumping over to this scene, we've got Laura Laugh sort of just bonding time / I think it's morning time. Like I said at the start of this video, there are points in these trailers where there's cobwebs around / do not enter tape, and I believe that's at the start of the season / act 1. So I think the scene is going to be in act 1 because there's cobwebs in the background, as you can see, and I believe the scene is maybe Laura and Laugh bonding / mourning over Danny and Perry getting left behind. I don't think at this point they know about Danny or about Perry. I think they just assume that they got killed in the war / they already know Danny got killed, but they don't know she got brought back to life. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's like a sheet draped over one of the chairs in the background. So I do believe this is when they first sort of are entering into this part of the library / cleaning it up. So yeah, I think this is going to be the first act of Carmilla. What is going on in this scene? I have no clue. I don't know. They're in their bathroom robes / nightgowns / I don't know. They're getting ready for bed, right? But they're like walking into a blue room, and they're walking together. But then Laura looks shocked that Carmilla's there. I have no clue what's happening in this scene, and there's a lot of scenes that confuse me. These trailers are not so easy to break down compared to other trailers. So I'm not even gonna lie. So this shot right here, I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched the trailer, I assumed this was gonna be near the end, like there was gonna be a big epic battle, and then they came back and the library's all, grossed out. But then, rewatching it, I came to the theory that these cobwebs and this scene is when they first enter into, the library and they're cleaning it up. So I am thinking that this is going to be the very first shot of season 3. Let's see if that theory pans out. But yeah, I think this is going to be one of the first shots of season 3, which is exciting. It's nearly happening. Okay, so the next couple shots. This one here is at night. They're kissing. It's cute. I think there is a whole series of shots around this same period. The dancing is, I think, before or after, before maybe the kiss, like this kiss. But then there's literally a shot right after this where they're hugging. They're in the same outfits, which is why I'm assuming it's all around the same point. But I feel like this might be where Carmilla and Laura start to get back together again. Why do I say that? Because this shot right here, I think something's happened and Carmilla got a bit worried about Laura and decided to, get over herself and just love, right? Why do I think something happened to Laura? Because again, it's 1 or 2 frames that you see this in, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it if there wasn't a GIF on Tumblr, which essentially just looped this scene over and over again, and I noticed it, but there's blood on Laura's hand, on her right hand, when she's you can tell she doesn't quite hug Carmilla with that hand. She tries to not touch her with this hand, and you can see just underneath there's a bit of blood. Why has she got blood on her? Who knows? Again, you could, Carmilla was worried about her, so something's happened. Don't know what. Laugh obviously seems relieved / happy that Laura is there and everything's working out. So yeah, I think this is the start of this series of sequences, and then it moves on to I don't know what happens, but it goes from this point where Carmilla is just so relieved that Laura is okay, that she just gets over herself. They dance, they bond, and then they find themselves on the couch, and they kiss, right? I think that's how this whole sort of thing goes. I don't know when this is going to happen. I'm kind of thinking Act 2, because there's no cobwebs around and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is happening around here. Onto this scene right here. So there's 3 people in the scene. I know, right? It's who would have known? Obviously, we can see Carmilla and Laura right front center. They're very well lit. But there's someone sleeping on the couch, and I'm not sure if you guys are actually going to be able to see this in this screenshot / compressed video. But you guys might want to go back and watch it yourselves on the actual their actual trailer. But there's someone sleeping on the couch, and I actually think it's Kirsch. It looks like him. So is he dead? Did they drag his body into this room and just put him on the couch? I don't think so. I think he's still alive. So that means Daddy didn't completely, drink all his blood and kill him. Or he's a vampire as well. I don't know. I don't know how vampires turn, but I don't know. It's Kirsch though. I'm pretty confident in that, but I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's a vampire, and I think this, I don't know. There's cobwebs in the background. There's a do not enter sign, that tape. So it's early on in the season. I don't know. Because if they find him early on in the season, then he wouldn't be on the board. But he was on the board with the thing crossed out. So maybe he was on the board and then they obviously found him and they crossed it out on that scene. There is a lot of mystery, but Kirsch is still around. And then jumping over to this scene, I feel like they're obviously hiding behind something, or they're watching the Dean / Perry. I don't know. Obviously there is some ritual thing happening. Whether it's for good or bad, who knows? I mean, it's bright, just white light, which I don't know. It's not red which means bad. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's Perry / the Dean. So this whole thing confuses me, and I just want this season to come out so I can watch it and just. So yeah, the final shot is Laura comforting the cream puffs. Yeah, that's my thoughts going around Carmilla. Oh, Jesus, they're just everywhere. They're everywhere, and I'm so excited for it to come out. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts / theories about what's going on, what's happening in these trailers. Let me know. Talk to me. Let's get excited together. But yeah, that's about it from me, I think. Yeah, that's the trailers broken down. Pfft, I can't English. Yeah, so it's not long now until we get to watch the first act. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, it'd be great if you liked it. And if you're new and you're, excited for Carmilla and you liked this video, you got something out of this video, I'd love it if you subscribe. That'd be amazing. But I'm gonna go. I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.